Hi, Aquarius. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. Welcome to June. We're already here. So I am so shocked at how quickly this year is passing by, and then with everything that's been happening to all of us, around all of us, it's just an interesting time to be alive. 2020, it did not shape up like how we thought, but we did know that there was going to be some level of clarity that we were going to receive this year, just by virtue of it being about 2020. So, again, 2020 is a building year. So, I am going to be working with the Sibyl's Oraculum today. It is a 44 card divination system, so it is associated with building spiritually, building and building spiritually. So, I'm going to start with that. Then I'm going to follow up with the Soul Cards by Deborah Kopf Chapin. I'm also going to be reading from the Steampunk Tarot because the Steampunk Tarot is going to tell us a little bit about the work, your work sector, work career, business, anything in relationship to the work that you do out in the world. And then I'm going to end up or close the reading with some animal cards. I felt like we needed to get in touch with our animal spirits. So I'm going to start with Sibyl's Oraculum. Again, I'll be pulling 4 cards from that deck. It tells us a core issue or a core something that you're dealing with and working on right now. Aquarius, you are dealing with limitations. So in life, you have restraint as well as abundance. It goes together, it goes hand in hand. So right now, if you are feeling like where you want to go, you're not able to go, if you feel like you're tied down or anchored in some way, you'll want to examine that. And more specifically, you want to examine how doubt it plays into the limited view that you have of yourself or the limitations that you are experiencing in your daily life. So if you are experiencing limits or restraint, or you're coming against obstacles, or you're getting barriers to your success, then you want to think about how doubt and self-doubt play into that or carry into your experience in life. Okay, so the last 2 cards in this reading tell us about action items. I call them the action items, the internal action items, and then the external action items. So these are things that you'll want to reflect on internally, and then also what you need to do, actually do. All right, so we've got submission here. So you have to, one, submit to the teaching that you're getting. So if you are feeling like somebody's got you tied or anchored, or something has you tied and anchored, then you have to submit to that, because by submitting to it, you're really allowing your mind, body, and spirit to relax itself so that you can see where this doubt is kicking in. And if you're worked up about it, if you're not able to surrender, if you're not able to submit to the lesson, then you'll just fight against it. You'll just keep fighting, 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 fighting. It's like, no, don't do that. Not necessary. And then we have disguise, which I think is really interesting to me. It's come up in some other people's readings too, so I'm going to do some more study on this, and I will add that to the Facebook page, or probably to the Facebook page. I do want to dig into this, because this idea of disguising oneself, first of all, disguise implies that you're being fake, or that you're not being authentic because you're wearing a disguise. But spiritually, there is a concept of masking or disguising that allows you to move and maneuver. Okay, so in this situation, I'm going to say, come clean about your doubts. Don't try to deny it, and don't try to pretend like it, or disguise the doubt with something else. Okay, really deal with this, because that's where the healing is. Sometimes we don't want to deal with this part because it's the ugly part. It's the part that doesn't make us look, fly and cute and all that kind of stuff. It's like you don't want people to know that you're harboring some deep issues, some insecurities, and you doubt yourself, or you doubt the possibilities, or you may even doubt God. You may even doubt whether any of this that you're seeing is real, just wherever that resonates with you, then that's where you want to look at it. You want to look at it where it exists, where the doubt exists. But either way it goes, the idea is to see how these two are, the interplay between these two. So, that's your Sybil's Oraculum. Something to think about for June, something to examine through journaling or just through your own experience, your own personal experience. Good stuff. All right, we're moving right along to Deborah Kopp, Chapin, and the Soul Cards. Soul Cards are purely intuitive. They come from an artistic form created or developed or envisioned by Deborah Kopp Chapin. You can go on her website and check out her process. It's a very interesting process that leads to these drawings, and then she has turned her drawings into cards, and so I use them intuitively, and that's what we're going to do for you today, Aquarius. So 3 cards from Deborah for Aquarius. Thank you very much. Looks like you have your sights on something new. You're really trying to find your spirit and your will here. From some past hurt, some past pain. I'm seeing some old karmic debt associated with grief and sorrow that you have to resolve or that you are resolving, and that resolution is what's allowing you to activate your solar plexus chakra, which is associated with your will to live, your will to grow, your will to stretch, your will to continue to keep on keeping on no matter what. So there is some karmic emptying, some karmic purging that has to happen, some grief, some mourning, some sadness. You may find that as you start, something may trigger the emotions, but once the emotions are triggered, then you want to keep going with it. You really want to mourn. In some old traditions, but some indigenous traditions, there is the practice of mourning. It's usually done by women. But it is designed to purge sorrow, grief, sadness, all of that, not only from yourself, but also from your village or from the community. It's like a public mourning thing. So if you know about any of those traditions, I would read up on them and think about them or meditate upon them. But whether you do that or not, your own personal life is requiring it so that it can heal. So that you can heal, and also so that your will to live, your determination, your stamina, your energy, your strength can be fortified. I'm also getting that you're going to be receiving some messages, downloads as they call them, some transmissions that come from spirit about this, but this is going to happen after you've done this purging process, this emotional purge. For some of you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what you have to do it around and everything. You know what it is that's tying you up. You know what's triggering it, and you know what you have to do to release it. Just cry. That's all. Right? And then the last one is you being able to really go deep into some deep recesses in your spirit and in your soul. And from that place, you will speak, Aquarius. That's what you've been waiting on. You've been waiting on finding that voice, within yourself. And it's going to take you doing this work in order to truly get to the depths of it. And going back through the experience, even though that may be difficult for you, or you may feel like you don't want to do that. It's an important part of your healing process. So, depending on how deep this goes for you, you may need some extra help. Please do not hesitate to lean on your medical professionals, your psychologists, your psychiatrists, people that you can talk to and communicate with you if you feel like you need the help reaching back and dealing and purging some of this old stuff, right? But if you feel confident in yourself and you feel like you're in a good place, then cry on, release it, and you'll see the freedom that you're going to feel, Aquarius, after that. Okay, some emotional purging for Aquarius in general. All right, moving right along to the Steampunk Tarot. The Steampunk Tarot is where I go for work-related stuff. Whenever people ask me about work, I always go to this deck. It's the working deck. It's a worker deck. All kinds of gears and stuff to look at in the imagery. And so we're just looking at the Aquarian workspace. Aquarius's workspace for June. What does it look like? All right, good deal. So it looks like some things are happening and coming together for you, which I do see that as you're shedding the doubt and also you're dealing with the grief. You're connecting with some people. It's probably going to be something of a social nature, but it's work related. You know what I'm saying? You can network anywhere. So you're really networking at your social gatherings, connecting with people who have similar ideas about what it is that you're wanting to do moving forward. You're the star in that show, Aquarius. So when you show up on the scene, you'll want to command the scene. And how you command the scene is not by disguising. Where is it? It's not by wearing some kind of disguise, right? It's by really bringing your light to fore. That's your light right there. It's about bringing your light forward. So you're not going in, pretending like you're not all that in a bag of chips when you know that you are. You don't have to tell people, but you can just walk with it, right? You know you're the star of the scene. So don't go hiding your light behind a bushel. People are going to see it anyway because it's in the sky. Okay. It's up there. They can't help but see it. So this is this looks like some decisions, making decisions, having to make decisions. You may be in a position to make decisions. Yes, I'm seeing that here. If you are a decision maker in your work situation, then you can expect to start doing that as well. I think that when you go into these circles that you're gathering in, you need to present that as well. That's a part of your star power, is your ability to make solid decisions, Aquarius. You all see things. The benefit of Aquarius being ruled by Uranus is that you all are always looking ahead. You're always on the cutting edge of change. And because of that, and because we're in the mix of a situation where change is imminent, it's on us, but yet we don't know what to do, then that's where Aquarius can come in and really help and be helpful. So see where you can be helpful for that. It's going to call on you to have some inner strength. That's why this work is important. That's why getting away from the disguises is important. That's why looking at your own self-doubt or doubt in your ability is important, because you're going to need to feel your confidence in order to present yourself in these circles the way that you actually are. No disguises, Aquarius, right? So I'm also seeing that wounded place again. Remember I talked about the sorrow, the grief, the things that you had to get in touch with. You're going to have to heal that. That's also a part of you strengthening yourself. It's twofold. It's like getting over the difficulty and at the same time recognizing your shine, your light. All right, so for some of you, you will be in a decision-making position. Queen of Swords energy, and if Queen of Swords energy is about being business savvy. She's the business person of the tarot. You can't trick her, you can't fool her, you can't pull wool over her eyes. She knows the game and she knows how to play it. That's you. And I'm seeing that somebody is interested. Somebody wants to take you with them. Somebody wants that energy in their space. It may not seem like it. You know, they like your honesty, they like your truth, and they also like your presentation. So somebody is looking for that. So if they're looking for that, you can't show up on the scene and not bring it. And that is where we have the Nine of Cups, the good luck card here. So Aquarius, without a doubt, your work situation, it's all, it's your stage. Out of everybody that I've read this month, I'm going to say Aquarius, you're on stage. You're already there. You're already where you need to be as far as work is concerned, and it's yours to play. You can direct this the way that you want it to go. You can decide what it looks like. You can set the stage. You can call the players to the table, all of that. And that's attractive to some people. Having that authority, walking with this level of authority, knowing yourself, being clear about yourself, bringing it out and out front, that's attractive to people. It is. And because it is, you can basically just, pick your playing field, You can do pretty much anything you want to do. You can pick 2 or 3 things. You can pick a whole lot of things. So, you all are in good shape, work-wise. I like it. Anything else for Aquarius for the month of June? No, I think that's plenty. So, work your show. Work your show, Aquarius. Work you. Put you in the room, on the stage, in the limelight, wherever you are in your work environment. And then all you have to do is wait, because somebody's going to see that shine and they're going to want a piece of that action, and you're going to be in the right place at the right time to receive it. Good for you. You've done some work, Aquarius, obviously. All right, so let's look at some animal spirit totems for you. I like working with animals for real in real life, but the cards give us the technology, so just ask Spirit, in the absence of the real animals, for the animals in the cards to speak to us about what energies we need to walk with, or what energies Aquarius needs to walk with in June, or what energies they might need to pay attention to in June. All right, so we have the bull. The bull energy is about renewal, fertility, and growth. It said bull cults were ubiquitous in ancient cultures where's my glasses? I be fighting. All right, bull cults were ubiquitous in ancient cultures whose devotees worshiped the beast as a supreme deity. But the bull was also a symbol of renewal and a creature that was ritually sacrificed with its blood sprinkled on the spring fields to ensure new growth. So yes, bull calves were sacrificial animals. That makes me think about what you are willing to sacrifice in order to reach the goals that you are trying to reach. The bull is also considered to be a stubborn animal, or one that continues to move forward. So both of those things are things that you'll want to think about that come with the bull energy. Bulls are also associated with the sign of Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. They're also an environmental or they have an interest in things that are of an environmental nature. So if you are into environmental science, if you're doing anything of an environmental nature, the bull will push that forward. And we have the heron. The heron bird is a water bird. So you want to think about air energy as well as water energy. Air energy is energy of the mind. That's your territory. You are an air sign, so that's energy of the mind. Energy of the water is about feelings and emotions, and also intuition. So you want to look at what you're thinking versus what you are intuiting, and the best way to do that is to be still. That's what the heron teaches us, how to be still before it's time to take flight. Any other animal spirits for Aquarius? The spider, perfect for this, for the connection. We talked about connectivity and being able to connect to other people. We're talking about that social aspect. The spider builds the web. So you are again building a web, building your connections. Some of you are making new connections, and that's going to be your new network. That's going to be your new web. And you need to know what's going on in it. And a spider always knows what's going on in its web. Anytime something drops or anytime it shakes, they're like, ooh, something's in my web. I got to go catch that. And that's the energy that you want to be moving with. And that's a part of that heron message, because again, heron with the water, it's going to make you very sensitive. It's going to pique your intuitive responses. And so with that, with you making these new connections, making these new connecting to these people, having new relationships in your work sector, um, you'll know that intuitively. You won't have to guess about that or do any guesswork around that. All right, Aquarius, you are closing out my deal for June. Thank you for your patience in me getting this to you. My apologies, but I really had good intentions, but you know what they say about good intentions. At any rate, I hope you have a great June. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're having a fabulous life.